Hi everyone, I am Christine Josty of Mail Something Pretty, and I have these really pretty sympathy cards to show you. They're pretty similar, but they're slightly different, and I just wanted to show you the differences and how I put it together. I was inspired by Michelle Last, who is a United Kingdom demonstrator. I found a card that she made online that was similar, but I made a couple little changes, and I just loved it. And what really struck me was the use of the square of what she did here. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. I made my examples with the Color and Contour stamp set, and it also has dies that go with it, and so mine are kind of messy dies, and so I have the flower die that goes with it. But the great thing usually I use is all these the scalloped rectangles. I use those tons, and I sometimes forget about the flowers in this stamp set, so that's what I'm going to focus on today. Another difference, these two cards, is I use two different stamps for the sympathy, but also the background. So this one I used I think it's called Softly Falling or Leaves Falling embossing folder, and then this one I used, oh, I have to say, I wish they had the names of them on here. I don't remember what it's called, but it has these beautiful flowers on here, and so I use that as a background. So you can use whatever you have. So those are just two examples. All right, let me get started here. I think the first thing I'm going to do is stamp, because we have to do some cutting too. So we'll stamp first. So I'm going to use this is a photopolymer stamp set, so I'm going to use my Stampin' Mat here. I decided to use Smoky Slate and Petal Pink as my two colors. Michelle had used some sort of gray, a different flower, but similar in shape and form. She used a different embossing folder, and she used a gray background, but I wanted mine to kind of have a little color to it. All right, so this is Smoky Slate. There we go. It's pretty just as it is. I love kind of the wispiness of it. And the cool thing also is that there's a stamp that fills in the color right there, and it does not fit the lines exactly, which is great for those. A lot of my club members say they have a hard time getting things to line up exactly, and this one, it doesn't matter, because I'm just trying to line up that top one. It's not supposed to all fit in there, so that's kind of a cool thing. All right, so that's done. This is an easy stamping card. And let's see, there's a die that goes with it. I'm also going to use I'm going to show you how I did the square. That's all set. Okay, I'm going to use my little mini machine. I'm trying to use this more in videos because it takes up a whole lot less space than my big machine. All right. And I would say about 70, maybe 75% of dies actually fit on the mini machine, which is nice. All right, so I'm going to line this up in there, which I think is good. Place it down and hope it doesn't move. All right, and put that on there. Let's see how I did. All right, got it good. All right, so the next part I'm going to cut is the square. So I'm using actually two squares. Move this scrap off. These are from the Stylish Shapes, and you get, I think, 4 or 5 different squares of, different shapes. You also get circles, and you get, where's my other piece? I think 2 different of these like pennant shapes, and I feel like there's something else here in there. It's a die set I use a lot. All right, so what I'm going to do is put the little, it's hard doing it on camera, there, and then I'm going to put this one on it and try to do best I can to make sure that is kind of outlined. If I had washi tape or Post-it note, I could put that on there, but I'm just going to roll with it and run that through. And what that's going to do is create a frame. Actually, it's going to give us a square and a frame. All right, so this outer piece we don't need. So it's giving me this frame, and then it's giving me this square. So I'm going to use both of these pieces. Just kind of clever. All right, so I have my Petal Pink, a standard card base. Fold that in half. And I already embossed. I showed you the folder. I just don't remember the name. Lots of folders would work because it's more of just a background, a little textural background, because it's a lot of white on this card. And you could even do it plain, but I think the texture really adds to it. All right, so the next step is we're actually going to put this square directly on top. I'm just going to eyeball the evenness of this side and this side. And I'm just going to lift it up so I can see it to make sure it's straight. All right, hopefully that's good. And then this is going to go on top like that. So I'm just going to glue it directly down. I'm just going to glue that corner down. This is really bumpy, this particular folder. It's really cool but it's so like 3D. So make sure that's glued down. And I'm going to, here we go. Just use my mat in case I get a little glue left over, but I'm just going to put glue all around the edge here. And then actually I'll do it over here so you can see. And I'm going to tilt it on the diagonal. And I'm going to, as best I can, center it on all 4 angles, corners, and glue that down. So I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to actually just flip it over and press it. There we go. I just think it's a cool visual element, I guess. And so then our flower is going to go there. And so I have already stamped the with Deepest Sympathy. I did in gold and silver. And first I thought I was going to like the silver to go with the gray. That looks nice, but actually the gold warms it up a little bit, and I think it's partly because of the Petal Pink. So I'm going to use the gold. And what I did is when I stamped it, embossed it, and then when I used the die to cut it, rather than cutting it directly in the middle, I offset it. So I just put this towards the right side, because then this piece will go under the flower. So this is just going to get glued directly on as well. The only thing that's really going to get, oh no, maybe I did pop it up. I did pop it up. Okay. So this has glue on it. I'm just going to actually put the glue right on my silicone mat. Kind of take it off. That will dry, and then I'll just peel it off. You could put it all the way down. I think I actually did do some straight down, but I just realized that those had dimensionals on them. So let me put dimensionals on these. Now I'm going to be all sticky. All right. So I'm just going to line up this line with this line and just really kind of center it on the card. It's hard because of the words aren't centered. And then we're going to, there we go, add dimensionals to my flower. I'm actually just putting dimensionals on the top part, and I will add a little bit dab of glue on the stem once it's on there. I'll show you. So I'm just going to put this on like that. And see how that sticks up a little bit. Now I kind of know where to put the glue. So I'll just flip it up, put a little glue there, and hold it down for a second. There we go. And then I'm going to add a bow. So these two have the petal pink little striped ribbon, but then I thought it might look nice with some gold because we have the gold there, and it's just a little bit. So I just tied a knot. I think a bow would be too much, but let's trim this a little bit. Just a little bow, right, a little knot right there. I think it just a little elegant. And I'm going to use a glue dot. Just looking for my tweezers. I usually use tweezers with glue dots and I can't seem to find them. I think I can use my scissors. And I'm going to just put that right there and put the knot right on top like that. Yeah. And the last thing I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to wash my stamp because it had gray ink on it, so I'm just going to wash it off camera. Okay, and then I'm going to open that up and I'm just going to stamp with the Petal pink. You can stamp whatever you want, but and I'm just going to offset it a little bit, just for a little something, and then that will dry a little bit lighter. So I think this one has it in there. Yeah. So it's a little something. So I just think they're really they're pretty sympathy cards. Nothing hard about it, but I really like this visual aspect of that square, and like the square and then the frame offset. I think it's really pretty. So hopefully you do too. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Christine Josti of Mail Something Pretty. If you are a follower of mine, thank you very much. If not, please click the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get notified whenever I upload videos. And you can hop on over to my blog at mailsomethingpretty.com and sign up for my mailing list because I send out emails at least once a week with information about Stampin' Up! And paper crafting and anything that I think would be helpful to you with your card making. So thank you and have a wonderful day.